Guys, I hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to my channel Code Fusion Hub. It's good to see you all that you are consistently joining and being engaged in this series of solving SQL problems. I hope you are enjoying the problem solving skills and also you are getting to understand how to get through the approach of each of the problem. So remember that by learning only you can do this problem solving skill. So you have to continue practicing this all skills and it will surely lead to getting mastered at the end of this playlist. So don't hesitate to pause the video, take your time, think through the problem. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Let's make this an interactive and supportive learning experience too, and make sure to subscribe and hit notification bell so you don't miss any of the update of our daily videos. So don't forget, we have 45 days to complete these all problems and master all the SQL problem solving skills over here. So let's start with our today's video, and today we are going to solve the question number 511. Okay, so for those who are new to this video and who haven't watched the previous ones, I'll give the link in the description box and you can go and check it out from there. So make sure you have just completed that too. And then you are jumping towards this because I'm going to solve all the easy problems and clear all the fundamental concepts that have been required to master SQL. Okay, so our today's problem is about gameplay analysis. Okay. So let's go through the question first. So what does the question say over here is we have a table that is named as activity over here. Okay, we are having the player ID, we are having the device ID, the event date, and the games that have been played over here. Okay, so here the player ID and the event date is the primary key, which is the combination of columns with unique values. Okay, and this table shows us whatever the activity of any of the player is in. Okay, so we have to find the first login date for each of the players. So if suppose one player is id 1, let's say its name is Harsh. So when did Harsh came and log in the first? Okay, so we have to find that player ID over here. So let's just look at and analyze, and make sure you also pause the video and try to comment that what approach should we make here to solve this. Okay, so let's see who all have guessed that what can we apply over here, what approach can be used over here. So here what we can do is here we have to use the min function. Okay, this is nothing but the aggregate functions. Okay, so if you want in detail knowledge about what are these functions, so you can just comment down below, so I'll make another series of that too where we'll cover all the fundamental concepts with their meaning and explanation over there. Okay, so because we have to find the first login date, okay, so we would use the min function, that is the starting. Okay, where did this event occurred first over here, so that we can get through this min function. If we had to find that date, then we would have used the max function. Okay, but we have to find the first one, so we are using min for that. And also we'll be using group by, because to use these aggregate functions we need to have a group by class over here onto which we can apply these functions over here. So in the result, let's just check that what is the input and what's the output over here. Here is the activity table. Here is the player ID, the device ID, the event date, and whatever the games were played at. Okay. So here what we have to do is find the first login date, correct? So in the output, we only want the player ID and the first login. Okay. The event date is changed as the first login. Okay, so it has been given an alias over here. So we have to change the name over here and we have to select the player ID, which is from activity table itself. So for first of all, what we'll do is select the player ID. Okay, and we have the player ID in our table only, so we don't have to worry about that. But now in this date, okay, in this date, what I want, the minimum date. Okay, the first date that is present over here. So what I'll do is use this min function over here. On which table I am going to use this? I'm going to use it in event date. Okay, and I have to name this as what? First login. Okay, the event date is not event date over here. Okay, it has been renamed to first login. So we'll just write this as first login over here. So okay, so we have selected the player ID that needs to be shown over here, and also the minimum date, okay, which is named as first login over here. So we have mentioned that over here. Now, from which table we are going to select this? It is nothing but our activity table, correct? So what are we going to do is write this from activity. So I have selected the player ID and the minimum date, okay. At first the ID was login as first login from this activity table, okay. Now we are going to group by a particular column, okay. So what are we going to group by is the player ID, okay. So we are going to group by this player ID, and then according to that we are going to apply the minimum function over on each of these dates for each of the player ID, okay. So for each of the player ID here, for ID 1, okay, we have 1st March as well as 2nd May, okay. So the minimum date or the first login date comes over here is 1st March, obviously. So this 1st March is our first login over here. So the minimum date is been calculated from this player ID which we have grouped over here from this table activity. Okay. So this was quite a simple example to solve a very simple question. And here we didn't have to return this table in any order. In case if we have to return, okay, if we have to return, then we would use the order by, where we would just write order by this player ID according to whatever ascending order. But by default, if we don't write it, it provides us in ascending order only. So that's no need to mention over there. If we are not writing anything, it by default takes it as ascending order itself. Okay, so this is the query, and let us just run this and check that whether the test cases have been accepted or what we are doing over here. Yeah, so the test case have been accepted over here. The input here was the player ID, the device ID, the date, and the games played over here, and the output and the expected output are the same. Okay, so here is our player ID 1, and it is having two events over here, that is on 1st March and on 2nd May 2, and it has detected the first login over here as 1st March, which was our solution over here, and the table has to be not in any order over here, so it's fine over here. Now we'll go and just submit so that any hidden test case is not messed up, and we'll check that it satisfies each and every condition. Yeah, so this one is also accepted over here. So this was the solution for this problem, and we have submitted it successfully over here. So this was a very easy problem where we made use of aggregate functions and group by. Remember, we use group by and aggregate functions all together because we have to use aggregate functions over on particular groups. Okay, so it just groups particular columns over here. So we can apply the aggregate functions on that. So this was all about the today's problem, and in the next one we'll see more problems on this, and we'll cover the easy level first, and then we'll move to medium, and then all together towards the hard ones. So firstly, you need to practice these easy problems very well, and try to just practice it by your own. Okay, first if you aren't getting the solution, then just view this video, and after a day or maybe after two, you can just try it on your own and see that whether you are building the logic according to what thought process we have used in the video. So similar to that, I think so you could get around it. So only in that way you can go and improve. By just watching the videos, you won't be able to solve the problems on your own, because it won't develop your problem skills or your problem solving skills or your thinking skills, right? So make sure you're practicing it by your own, and also you can take similar examples like using aggregate functions and group by. You can just find out similar examples over on that and solve over that also. Okay. So I'll see you guys in the next lecture. Till then, make sure you have subscribed to my channel and make sure you're consistent throughout the whole playlist so that you get to know more about all the SQL skills that you need to adapt over. And if you like the video, please hit the like button and share with all your friends and colleagues. I'll see you guys in the next lecture. Till then, take care. Bye bye.